Hello, and welcome to episode 16 of the Digital Suffering Podcast. I'm your host, Steven Something.
And I'm PhamtomLimb, still suffering.
And I'm the cause of his suffering. Anyway, welcome to the show. First up for you, we have Terminator Resistance. It's a Terminator game, as there have been many. This one is based on the extension from Terminator 1 and 2, as the new movie will be as well. We're going to sweep the detritus, the refuse away and start fresh, so to speak. So this one, roll the video. I forgot what it's about already.
Whole VT.
So this one is essentially, this is in my mind, this is what Terminator 3, the previous movie, this is what Terminator 3 should have been. It should have been a cut to the future. It should have been the war against the machines. None of this faffing about in the present. We want to be running around with the laser guns, fighting giants, war machines in a post-apocalyptic future.
A proper guerrilla warfare situation.
There's so much you could do with that. You could have squad combat and stuff like that.
Also, you're not tied to the story of the film.
Yeah, because you could say, okay, this is part of the Resistance happening somewhere else. This is there's so many stories you can tell. You say, right, this you fight against a section. Okay, they need to capture such and such because this is pivotal to securing the final victory or whatever. You become an important part of the story, but your part can be told however you want because it doesn't affect the main part of the timeline. We can only hope that this, what do you reckon? Do you reckon this is going to have squad mechanics? Do you know if they? I
think
it's going to be straight FPS. With story parts.
I think it's going to be like an old school shooter. You do the impossible and then they give you another thing that's impossible.
Yeah.
That old chestnut.
Yeah. So just you're at your basic action first person shooter where you're you're the hero of the hour.
Wolfenstein.
Yeah. Single-handedly taking on
except in this case the Nazis are robots.
Yeah.
Set in 2028.
Wasn't the most recent Wolfenstein set in the future with
where it was set more in
an alternate present?
It was like the late 70s, 80s.
But they had Nazi robots, didn't it, or something? Or
there was robots.
Yeah. So these just.
But there's always been cyborgs.
Okay.
In.
I was only really into the first Wolfenstein. I didn't go beyond that. But yeah, I do know that they diverged timelines wise from the reality. Yeah, but anyway, yes. It looks very good, and it's got it. It feels very cinematic.
I think that's the trailer more than anything.
Well, but the look and feel of the environments. Because you can just say, right, here's a Terminator license. It's a license to print money. Even if you make a CAC game,
we've seen that before.
Even if you make a CAC game, chances are you're going to get enough back to recoup the loss. It's who cares? You just, as long as you're shooting Terminators, people are going to buy it. But this looks. It looks to have a lot into it, and it has a lot of variety in terms of enemies. Just not like you just basic T800s and HKs and that's it. Because otherwise it would get boring. It's like, it's the next wave of the same old. You got 4 basic enemy types, and you just fight the same things level after level.
I think this game will live and die on not the franchise because people will play it just because of that. I think it will live and die on whether it's actually a competent shooter.
Yeah. The shooting mechanics.
Like modern mechanics to it. Like you're seeing now on first-person shooters, it's become a thing where sliding is a thing.
Yeah.
Which I have always enjoyed when, like, let's say Destiny. I think that was probably the first game where I think I encountered it properly. Yeah. And it made things more dynamic, it made the way you move and everything. And it's kind of creeped up through a lot of games. And now it's even in Borderlands 3.
Movement tech.
Yeah. But first-person shooters are not the same as they were in the 90s and early 2000s. Like, running around as Master Chief in Halo 1, it's... Yeah.
Yeah.
People loved it then, but it's garbage.
It's...
Reality check.
Yeah. The latest Halo, they have to do something more than that.
Yeah.
In order to keep up with the thing.
I think this game will live and die on those things, like how the guns feel.
Yeah. No, the question is that obviously because it's very realistic base. A lot of the guns. I mean, other than the sort of the laser rifles that you get in the future, you may get a very restricted weapon set until you say you're limited to realistic ballistic weapons.
Oh yeah.
And then you've got some of the sort of laser rifles that you scavenge from the enemy, and then that's it. You can't have this fancy futuristic weapons like you might find in Doom or something.
Oh yeah, I wonder if they're going to play it like that. If they're going to do it like guerrilla warfare, whereas you kill the Terminators, you get better weapons and
you sort of right. You need to recover, raid the supply depot in order to get resources and stuff.
Because that would kind of tie in with how it is. If you're the guerrilla in this guerrilla warfare situation.
Yeah, it's not that you sweep through destroying all before you.
You don't go to Walmart and load up on the latest laser guns.
Yeah. Well, it is something we need to... Obviously, I mean, they do show in some of the cuts, some of the scenes, they do seem to have... you do seem to have a squad with you. Whether they are directable or if they're just AI controlled.
I think that's going to be fodder.
Or if it's just they have plot armor and so they don't die, and you just make your way through the story. Yeah. Well,
I think it's definitely going to be.
What I do hope, not seen from the trailer we watched, there's not really much evidence of it. In the movie Terminator Salvation, which was set in around the future time. They did have a wider variety of Terminator designs. It's sort of fish crocodile style. They had the transforming motorcycle variants, which were very high speed. Interceptor
by
types.
Michael Jackson's Moonwalker, I expect.
Something like that. But it was that they were not just limited to either your basic humanoid with laser rifle or the flying type. It gave you a different variety because they move differently. The motorcycle ones, obviously, you're not going to see the thing, but they travelled very, very quickly. And, a vehicle combat section, say, where you're bombing it down the highway to the next section.
You said it now. And now
turret.
You're going to be on the back of a Toyota Jeep with a turret shooting backwards.
Turret shooting!
Oh, no!
I have triggered him. But, you know what I mean? But a something for variety. It's not like make it, that section's going to be half an hour long. But you know what I mean? Okay, say not through a highway, but say through a deserted town. So you have to, or you can pick to be the driver or to be the gunner.
It's set in Los Angeles, and there's plenty of highways in Los Angeles that they could do almost a cinematic chase in.
Yeah. So I mean, there's possibilities, and there's that variety because obviously Salvation, etc., are just being cast away. So those designs are lost to the the timeline, and it'd be nice to have them. Although it depends on how canon they are, and they say, "Oh no, Skynet would never do this sort of thing, so we're not going to have them." But anyway,
I don't know. We might revisit this game. I might need to see more because there's very little out there at the moment except the trailer.
Have they announced a rough time frame for?
Oh yeah, it comes out on the 15th of November apparently.
Oh, tying to the movie then.
Yeah.
Holy crap! That's
I just hope that
considering there's not very much info out there, that's
that's not
long necessarily good.
No, that's what troubles me a little bit about it. It says it's on the Unreal Engine, but everything's on the Unreal Engine. But I want to know if it's reskinned something else.
Yeah. If it's just we took the least cost efforts route to get this done.
Yeah, it'll be sad, but it's definitely worth knowing before like you're going to put money down or anything like that, because it's like in the past, especially in the 90s, where there was a movie tie-in. They were the worst things ever in man's history.
Oh, you like the side-scrolling
platformer?
Yeah,
I mean, like go back to like the Super NES and Back to the Future
Robocop
games,
versus Terminator,
or Robocop versus Terminator, or any like there's so many. It's a shit show of.
Yeah, it was literally you just change the sprites.
Yeah.
All you do is you jump.
What has this
stuff.
got to do with the movie? Nothing. It doesn't even follow
the loading
story.
Screen.
Yeah,
is
had a picture.
is the title card from the movie.
I mean, even as you progressed, you got things like the Hulk game, and the Marvel games now as well. There's a couple coming out or are out.
Yeah,
I think it showed up E3. But yeah, I just remember like everything movie tie-in has always been garbage. 100% garbage.
There is
Street Fighter, the movie, the game. Garbage. Mo-capped.
I had
G-Claude Van Damme.
I had purged that from my memory.
And you're welcome.
How dare you, sir? How dare you?
Mo-capped G-Claude Van Damme.
Listen,
Raul Julia and all the cast.
It's like they got the Mortal Kombat engine and put the Street Fighter characters into it.
It looks like it's like Pit Fighter.
Pit Fighter. On the arcade, it was fine because it was 4-player arcade, so
yeah, it
you
made
could
sense.
fight your friends.
Yeah,
but it was a terrible game.
It was awful.
Yeah, no, that's you shouldn't. Oh my god, no!
The movie, the game.
No, that's just no. Listen, that should have been left in an alternate timeline as well, man. That was
that should have been terminated.
Yeah. I'm now going to try and think if there was any kind of decent game tie-in.
Seriously, I'll give you a week to think about if there was a movie.
No, because I'd be doing other things in that week instead of thinking of something like that.
Go on, name one.
I'm trying to think of a movie that
It just doesn't exist.
I'm sure there. I'll reach out to the viewers. Viewers, let us know. Write in the comments below.
A single movie tie-in that was a competent, fun game to play, and actually had anything. To
Wait! Fun? No, now you're making it very difficult now.
No, well, good and fun are the same thing to me.
Yeah. We'll revisit this on a future podcast.
Yeah.
I'll wait till they make the movie and then I'll say this one. This is the one. I was right. Oh dear. I am looking forward to the new Terminator movie. Hopefully Cameron won't screw things up.
Well,
he made Terminator 2. He can't let me down.
No. I hate the fact that so much onus is put on like movie posters and in trailers from the producer of. I'm sorry, the producer and the director are worlds apart in their duties. Yes, if you're a producer, in some cases, the actual producer, not executive producer or anything like that, then you bring it all together.
Yeah.
You're the guy who brings the components together and sorts out the problems.
Yeah.
As I understand it. The director has to take that shit
and make a movie out of it.
And make a film. A coherent, entertaining...
It's going to be great.
And this guy, I know I've looked at his CV of movies.
Who's the director?
Something Miller.
Mm-hmm.
And I've looked at his CV of movies and I'm gone, okay. And he erased it from my mind. Which is fine.
Yeah.
But...
You don't have confidence that he might be...
I don't have confidence in anyone. Unless it's a director, unless it was...
established.
Yeah, I mean, if you said to me, there's an Akira Kurosawa film you haven't watched, I'd go, okay, I'll give that a go.
Because you know it's
because I know Akira Kurosawa.
Director is Tim Miller.
Yeah,
I'm not familiar with that name.
He's made some films that you've probably watched. I just can't bring them to memory.
Let's find out what he has done.
And apparently, when he got on board with Cameron, everyone was like beside themselves.
He directed Deadpool. I watched Deadpool. Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. I like that.
Yeah, so there you go.
Oh, visual effects on. Let's see, director only. Director. So he definitely directed Deadpool, and 5 credits for direction. Love, Death and Robots, which is a TV. Okay, so yeah, Deadpool's this big thing, but it didn't screw up Deadpool.
No, Deadpool was good. It has certain flaws. I really like the film, but it has certain flaws in it. But yeah, so I mean, yeah, it's the director, and he's still a commodity that's in flux because Deadpool was a very budgeted movie. So he made the best of what he could do with that.
And now they're going to throw truckloads of money.
Yeah, exactly. So is he going to make an awesome movie, or is he going to make a movie akin to
or is he
Tomb
going
Raider,
waste the
or
money?
Something that's so oozing with crud that you walk away from the cinema feeling unfulfilled and the story was garbage and so on and so on.
Well, fingers crossed.
And the trailer we've seen looks entertaining. They've
got the band back together.
They have, and then they've switched it up a bit. It's more of a female orientated cast, which is fine.
Yeah. Final Girls.
The Terminator's a dude, so instead of in like Terminator 3 where it's a woman, they kind of switched it up there as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like what, 3 female leads, effectively.
Oh yes, that's right. Yes, 3 female leads.
And then you've got Arnie, whatever he is,
as sidelined almost.
Yes, and then the new Terminator, which I forget the actor's name, but you've probably seen him in Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. as Ghost Rider. So he has stepped up from the TV game to the movie game. Actually, I heard that the Ghost Rider series that was going to happen off the back of Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. with that dude got cancelled.
Gabriel Luna.
Or shelved.
Permanently.
Shelved in the bin. No, I don't know.
Shelved in the circular shelf.
But that's, I suppose Marvel are kind of in a state of reeling and bouncing back because they're putting all their new content on Disney Plus. With
goddamn
there's like at least two or three new series coming out, and all the Netflix stuff was cancelled like a year ago.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like they're reeling from that, but then they've sort of bounced back, saying, "Here's all this new stuff that's coming."
Disney do like money.
Yeah. Well, they spent like $4 billion or $7 billion buying Marvel. I think it was 4.
And now they're going to milk it for every penny.
Anyway.
Moving on.
So
the next one up is Hardland. This is a
surreal adventure.
A surreal adventure game with actiony bits to it. Someone didn't mute their phone. It's got a very unusual aesthetic. Especially to do with the NPCs you encounter. A lot of them, they're very sort of stylized. As I commented in the pre-show, they remind me of the Toby Jugs, if you've ever seen what they look like. They're sort of like big mugs with, that look like people or their faces. And these characters have very large, exaggerated heads for the most part. Very expressive, but they almost look like they are made of the porcelain. You've got to expect them to be like hollowed out and you can drink out of them or something.
Almost claymation-like.
Yeah, claymation. Yeah. It's got a very, very cute animation style, and as mentioned, it is very surrealistic. I mentioned that it reminded me of looking as you watch the dialogue and the events that unfold. It's what would be if Discworld met some game that I can't remember. Yeah, Legend of Zelda. Yeah, Legend of Zelda. Yeah. So if Terry Pratchett...
Actually, the graphical style is very reminiscent of the new...
oh, yes, that's right. Yes, the Link's Awakening.
Yeah, very reminiscent.
The Twilight style. Yeah, so it's got very weird things. In a clip that we watched, you actually start off as a fox, and you sort of navigate the countryside, talking to NPCs and stuff, and eventually you get directed to a ship, and then you board the ship, and you find a character sleeping on the deck, and you wake them up, and when the character wakes up, the camera sort of pans round, and it turns out that you were actually dreaming the fox parts, and you're now on a ship, and the ship is slowly sinking, and you better get off the ship because otherwise you're going to become very familiar with the ocean. So it's these nice touches that are just like it's something that perhaps other games wouldn't think of doing, whereas it's kind of freed from the constraints of reality.
Yeah.
In another, I watched another clip of gameplay, whereby there was this one section where you were in town, and there was this guy. He'd started a fire because he was protesting something, and the town guard were trying to talk him out, and so they said, well, he's not going to trust the guard, so you have to go and talk him out, and you're having a conversation with him. And he's saying, you've got to come out of this building. And he goes, no, I don't believe you. And he goes, look, trust me, I'm not guard. And he says, that's exactly what the guard would say. And you have this conversation where you're trying to convince him that you're not a guard. And obviously, it doesn't matter what you say. He's just not going to believe you. Until somehow you, trck him. And then he comes out, and then the guard, police brutality him up a bit. And then you get, a reward for extracting him and stuff. There's other weird bits as well. There's one bit later on. This I don't know if he's the mayor of the town, but he's a very important person. He's a butcher or something as well. And when you talk to him, he makes very threatening. He's very, very threatening lines about feeding people to pigs. And so the person playing then sort of went down to the docks to where a merchant had come off a boat. And merchants seem to be people hate merchants for some reason in this game.
Yes.
Merchants are bad. Anyway, you talk to this merchant and some conversation, and then you pick him up, sort of Link style, and then you just wander around the town carrying this big-headed merchant above your head, and then you climb up the hill, and then you give the merchant to the butcher's guards, and they take him away, and then you go back to the butcher, and he takes you to beneath the house, and he says, "Oh, come and watch the pigs feeding," and you see the guy behind in a cage thing in the pen with the pigs, and he's saying, "Oh no, don't let me out, whatever," and you're like, "Holy crap, this is dark as all," It was just wow. So the cartoony style, but the very stylized thing, it belies that this is definitely a game for adults. There's a lot of dialogue in this, and I would definitely my playtime through this would probably be so long because I'd just be talking to every single NPC just to see what they're saying.
Yeah, there's a very there's a sense of humour running through the whole game, and everyone has their little quirks.
Yeah. Another scene I watched, what's it called? It was called big part of the game. Obviously, you get collectibles and wearables and stuff. You can find masks and hats, and these seem to, in Majora's Mask, they sort of influence how people interact with you. So you can get the guards. One of the guards, they have sort of weird pig-like masks. And there's also a cult that has a type of pig mask, and you can infiltrate the cult's headquarters if you wear their mask. But anyway, the player had obtained a goblin head, sort of like a paper mache sort of mask head thing. So he put it on, and then he walked over to a boar, climbed on the boar, and sort of rode the boar around the town. And then he came around to this bit where there were some goblins. And the Goblin King, or this guy who proclaimed he was the Goblin King, seemed to be very intimidated by talking to you because you appeared to be very important to him. And he was no, I'm the king sort of thing, just because you were riding a boar. And it struck me as being very amusing that you could intimidate people just by doing this. So there seems to be a lot of options in order to play styles. I'm not sure what the end game is beyond you get off your sinking ship and you have to get rid of merchants, perhaps. Death to the merchants.
Well, there's definitely an underlying story going on in the town. I wonder if you move beyond that town.
Well, it seems to perhaps a series of islands at the very least. I don't know, or maybe it's not.
The combat we saw, there's a weird leveling system as well, whereby you consume hearts by what we've seen. And then there's a sort of value placed on them, where there was a series of signposts saying to not eat hearts, but bring them to the town hall.
Yes. It's the hearts are a sort of
A commodity
for leveling up. Your first introduction to this mechanic is when you have a dream and you come across a dining table with a giant beating heart on it, and the heart tells you to eat it to get stronger, and that you should eat hearts that you find. And then as you're playing, you find hearts just lying around, not like Zelda hearts, just a symbolic heart. It is a heart as in one that you find inside your chest, sort of thing.
Yeah, ventricles and all.
Yeah, so it's got that definite adult tinge to the whole thing. And yes, what's good as you play, what's good you do encounter signs saying, encouraging people not to eat the hearts that they find, but to bring them to a certain location, which has the implication that some entity or organisation is also collecting these for a nefarious purpose. And I assume that you will be tangling with them in short order.
The combat seems basic.
Well, it's very Zelda-like. It's the simple, hack and slash sort of thing with, your average dodge mechanics. Which, I mean, considering that it does seem to be, from what we've seen, more adventure game than anything. The combat is just merely to liven. You get the feeling it's just there to sort of liven things up and to give you, a sense, sort of action sequences. But that the puzzling and adventure elements are the big draw here. And definitely what I've seen, they interacting with NPCs and working things out is definitely the majority of the gameplay.
Yeah, I mean, it looks very interesting.
Yeah, no, I definitely like the look of it. And I mean, it's like, 15 quid or something? So it's bargain price.
It just came out on the 17th, I think.
Yeah,
of September.
Yeah,
so fresh.
Yeah. I'm very tempted. I might have to free some time up. But then again, this looks like it's going to be a long time. There's a lot to do in this game.
Yeah, but it looks fun.
Yeah,
at least.
No, it definitely fun and in a sort of dark humour style. Yeah. Anything to add?
No, I'm just watching the video and it's lush, but it's not overdone. There's a few little graphical touches, like the dirt beneath his feet as he runs along.
Yeah, they kick some little clouds.
The water looked really good.
Yeah.
Reminded me, in a very different way, but reminded me of Sea of Thieves. And the water, the water in Sea of Thieves is some of the best water in...
Really? Well, it's a pirate game, isn't it? So getting the water right...
Oh yeah,
would be probably
what you're staring at for 90% of the game.
It's probably like priority number one. So if they made like flat terrain or something, that's it. That kill it.
Like the water in Sea of Thieves is something else. Like if you want to look at like graphical water, then I mean you could go into Anthem and look at water that looks genuinely beautiful, and then you look at Sea of Thieves and see how technically awesome it is.
Does it react to the ships and stuff as you sail through it?
Yes, there are storms.
So it's but it ripples and you get wake and stuff.
But there are storms, dude.
Wow.
Like tidal wave type things that literally alter everything.
Wow.
And the rain, it's on another level technically for water.
Yeah. Well, that's it. I mean, how many games there are there where they sort of say, right, we're going to dedicate time to water physics and stuff. It's maybe that's it. You know, some of the games that. Although having said that, there was an Assassin's Creed where you could
black ties or black sails maybe.
Because I know there was.
I think black ties.
I know
different.
There was ship combat in there, but I don't know to the extent. Apparently, it wasn't that big. It wasn't. It was a feature in it, but I don't know that it was very large. And
I think I got that game. I think it was like free to download on Xbox Live.
Yeah, so you just added it to your collection
on the 360, and I was like, Am I ever going to play this? Answer: no.
Maybe just reason to go back and play it, perhaps, or not.
No, I detest the whole franchise, though.
Then why? Do you download it before you've detested it, or was during your detest period?
No, my detesting was active at time.
Detest on.
Anyway, yes.
Yeah.
Hardland. Definitely.
Give it a punt.
If you like games that are well written, well humoured, and got that dark sense of humour, this might be your bag.
Yeah.
Also, not a time sink, but it's definitely, you can definitely see hours of content there.
Yeah. Just running around kicking things just to find all the secrets would probably occupy a lot of your time.
Yeah. In one of the games, you get to carry a cabbage around.
Not enough, I think, is the answer to that.
That's going to be the secret item in your game, right? Random cabbage.
It's like the important clue. You're like up against the final boss, and he goes, "You'll never discover my weakness." And you reach into your inventory, and you're like checking all things, and you throw a cabbage, and he goes, "No cabbage!" And then he dies, and you're like, "I carried this around for the entire game."
Yeah.
And what a relief, because I was planning on dropping it like really, really early.
Can you imagine that?
Eating it.
Like in Dark Souls, you get like a starting gift, and you chose a cabbage, and that was its use.
Yeah, I think you'd struggle to like design a boss in Dark Souls where a cabbage would be maybe like
it could be a hippo.
You shove it down his throat,
and he would choke on
it.
it.
Yeah, and he chokes, and he's like, my weakness, cabbage. Anyway, let's
on to the next.
Let's move on to the next one. So the next thing is Mario Kart Tour. This came out about a week ago, as of time of recording. Now this game, it's like a greatest hits of Mario Kart series. I'd assume they're going to eventually bung all the tracks in there just as content on mobile. Now Nintendo. They've designed this game to be played single-handed because obviously they think that people who play mobile games are morons who can't operate more than one digit at any one time, perhaps. I don't know.
I think there's a study worth finding out.
It's like, okay, so control scheme-wise, your kart auto-accelerates. You're not able to brake, which is really annoying because some tracks... You got your zigzags, and you're going too fast, and just swiping left and right. The drifting, you literally cannot turn. It's called to turn left right. You can't do S. What is it called? S, not S bends. What are they called? Chicanes. You can't do chicane style sections fast enough unless you really position yourself. And then it requires that the enemy isn't jostling you, off the track.
Can you do the obligatory jump skid?
You can jump. You can technically jump and then it's kind of skid when you land. But the control scheme, there's two control schemes. You've got the simple one, which is what you do is when you swipe left or right, your kart turns and then after a while starts drifting. And then there's the manual one, which is you start if you swipe even a little bit left or right, your kart drifts automatically. It's like you're drifting constantly, and it's possible to drift vast sections of the track by just sliding left and right slightly to adjust the angle of drift. When you get it right, you're like, oh yeah, you've got style. But most of the time, you're drifting and you're slowly moving towards the edge of the track, and you're like, I can't move my thumb towards the edge any further, otherwise I'll fall off the phone screen. And you're and you find yourself once you screw up one bend, and then you're like overcompensating, then you overcompensate, and you just ping back and forth. It makes when you get it right, it's great. When you get it wrong, it is frustrating as heck, and it's very hard to get it right. It's really annoying. But you put effort into it. And I've gotten much better. Most of the time, I can win a lot of the games come in first stuff. So it's not difficult. If you've ever played Mario Kart, you played Mario Kart, right?
Several.
Yeah. So you understand how chaotic it is. And items. I saw my first blue shell this morning, and I was like, "Oh crap, blue shells!" It's fortunate I was not in first. I saw it whiz past me, flying off.
What's the blue shell?
The blue shell homes in on first place.
Hold on. Oh, right, as opposed to a red shell that homes in on the nearest
Yeah,
place.
and green shell, which goes in straight line.
Yeah.
So it was like I just saw it whiz past, heading off into distance, and I was like, "Oh, I'm good. I'm glad that's not me." So the thing is, the races are very chaotic. So it's when you add the chaos in and a difficult control scheme, it makes the game very frustrating because. Just to lose because you got hit by a random item, at the last moment, and then 5 people go past you is one thing. But to not be able to get round the corners properly because the control scheme is fighting against you, is another. Oh yes, another thing, right? So Mario Kart. When you play Mario Kart, what's the biggest draw about Mario Kart?
Characters.
And
the characters.
Okay.
I don't know.
Let's get the second biggest draw. It's playing against other people, isn't it?
Yeah, sure it is. Yeah,
multiplayer.
Yeah.
Now,
I think the last Mario Kart I played was on the Wii, and we did it like 4-player.
Yeah. This has no multiplayer at launch. All the people I'm playing against, they are AI controlled players. So they have the names, they have the thing.
So they've got fake names, but just
no. The names are real. The play essentially what it does, it takes player data and has an AI control them.
That's kind of the same thing.
Yeah, but essentially you see the thing. So you're playing against, but it's not how the player would play. It's just an AI assigned to the players.
Hideous.
It's a robot wearing. It's like a Terminator.
Yeah. It's like saying this is Barry 247, and all they've done is put a name on a.
Yeah, they might as well be bots with random generated names. Almost.
Exactly.
But what's it called? When you go into the menu and you go to the multiplayer section, it says it's not available yet. It's going to be launched in future. So they launched Mario Kart, possibly one of the most multiplayer games out there.
That'd be like releasing Smash without multiplayer.
Yes, it's like releasing Smash and saying multiplayer coming soon. People don't play the game to play against the AI.
Not unless they have to unlock a character.
Unless you have to unlock. And for unlocks, but for the main parts, the absolute draw is that you're playing against other humans and showing them how good you are. The fact that the game is chaotic, but the chaos is happening to other humans and they suffer as much as you do because you throw a blue shell, you've just knocked someone else, and someone now, like you go past them and going, yeah. So how do you like that? It's that. Whereas if it's an AI, it doesn't matter. It has almost no meaning. Now, fortunately, the game is fun. It's like the chaos is part of the fun, and I mean, so I am playing it, because I've got to unlock the tracks and stuff anyway. But
I thought that would be with money. I assumed that everything would be money based.
No. We will get to the money in a moment. The tracks. Yeah. You complete the tracks. You get given grand stars. You do real well. You get first place. You get bonus jumps. Things. You get enough points. You get 5. You get up to 5 stars completing the stage. And once you accumulate 20 stars, 30 stars, once you get every you reach stage. You unlock the next cup with the next 4 tracks. Yeah. Great. Now all the races. You got the racers, the carts, and the gliders. Those are unlocked with a premium currency called rubies. Now, as you complete stages, they give you rubies. Here's a few rubies here, a few rubies there. Now, to do a draw on the gacha, it costs 5 rubies. When you draw the gacha, you can. It's all the characters, carts, and gliders are all in the same pool. Yeah. So you pull, you're going to get random anything. Usually, you're going to get either a cart or a glider, and the characters are very hard to... Anyway, so you think, and you can get a 10 pull on the gacha for 45 rupees. So obviously, saving up and doing a 10 pull, you get you get more for your currency essentially. If it's 5 rupees thing, you get it's not 10 for the price of 9 essentially. They drip feed you the currency. At the moment, I've only got like 30 rubies, and I've been playing on and off casually for the past 3 days. So I don't have enough to do a 10 pull yet, and it's like so I've only got I've got essentially 2 races unlocked, which you get from the story. You get first one is Toadette. It seems Toadette's guaranteed the first character you get, and then after that it's random. And I got Bowser, who I main on Mario Kart anyway. So I was like, yes, I'm going to absolutely use him on every track regardless. And it's like, okay, but I do want to unlock the other races anyway, and I just don't have enough currency to do so. So I'm going to have to put in more play, but it's fine. You also get, as you play, you unlock like leagues against other players. So you get points for where you finish in a race, and then your total score per week. You get place 1 gets 20 rubies, place 2 gets 15, etc., etc. So yeah, there are rewards for grinding out a bit. Each track has bonuses towards character, cart, and glider. So some characters, if you like, say the New York track, some characters, when they pick up the bonus box, when you smash through a question mark block, will get 3 items. Some characters will get 2, and some characters will get 1. And this varies from track to track. So some characters are strong on some tracks, and some characters are strong on others. So the idea to min-max, what you do is if you have a full roster unlocked, you would pick a character, cart, and track that gives you bonus items, bonus boosts, bonus gliding, etc., for that track. Which is a way of encouraging people to just not play your favourite character, is to play, multitude, which is fine, but I'm going to ignore that. I'm going to screw that. I'm going to play just Bowser and whatever cart, the cart glider I'm going to mix and match for bonuses, but I'm going to play just Bowser. By the way, it was called in Mario Kart, each character has different weights. So like characters like Toad are very light.
Yeah. Bowser can knock.
Bowser's very heavy, and they can knock. I found in this thing, it seems that the weight system is like not very good, because I've gotten, as Bowser, I've gotten smacked over by some of the Toad characters, and I'm like, hang on, that is not how that's supposed to work. I don't know. I've got to play it some more to confirm, but it seems that playing the heavy characters, you don't seem to get the bonus weight that you would expect. Also, you don't seem to, the acceleration stuff doesn't seem like the characters are that nuanced in terms of weight, acceleration. How the balances are in normal Mario Kart, which is like, I don't know. Maybe I don't know how it is, but that's what you get the feel. And if you just get that feel from playing it casually, it's a bit of a worry. Anyway, so. Right, you've got premium currency rubies, and obviously you can throw money at Nintendo to get additional rubies, so you can do more pulls. And so instead of getting characters, like just grinding to get the characters, you can get the characters faster, etc. There is also, now here's the go, they offer a season pass for $4.99 per month.
Whoa!
$4.99 per month.
Hold on. If I pay the $4.99 and then stop paying it the second month, do all my characters disappear?
No. Anything you've unlocked the stuff, but you get certain bonuses and stuff. But anyway, $4.99. Now this is something that it's just come out, and it exists in the same universe that Apple Arcade exists. For $4.99 in Apple Arcade, you get. It's like Netflix for games. So you get 50 games. 50 games. A monthly subscription, and they're going to add more games. For the same price. Nintendo wants $4.99 a month for one game.
I would
just for unlocking little bits extra in Mario Kart.
I would like to be shocked by this, but being who I am, and knowing that not all games are created equal, and not all publishers / developers are sane.
Well, no, I think I know Nintendo. They love money and stuff. I mean, I've played Nintendo mobile games. I've seen it firsthand. But even then, it was like I looked at the $4.99 and I was just flabbergasted. It was just Flabber was gasted. It was just like, really. In fact, it was called all the reviews. People said, it's called. I've read a couple of game review stuff, and they're like, "Oh yeah, the game's great," but the game's great. The steering mechanic is awful, and the monetization is unreal. Completely unreal, and it's just that $4.99. It cannot. It just exists in a separate timeline to our reality. It really does.
Yeah, I mean that's not that shocking to me.
You should be. Well, you should be.
No. I refuse to be shocked because we've talked about mobile games and what an utter rip-off they are.
Well, I'll be shocked on your behalf. How about that?
I'll segue this into something that I saw.
Yeah.
What is it? A Link to the Past?
Link to the Past.
Right. So that just came out like a week ago or so. Yeah. I watched somebody play. I didn't watch the whole thing. But I kind of dipped in and out over a period of about 8 hours, where somebody completed the entire game in one hit.
Okay. Well, if you can speedrun it in an hour, if you know.
Yeah. No, he was doing.
Yeah.
And obviously he was enjoying his experience.
Yeah.
He had played the original many years ago.
Yeah.
And noticed all the differences, and
there's
there's nuances there that
they added extra touches, which is very nice.
Yeah. The game is a full price game.
Yeah.
And there was not
full price content.
Yes. By comparison,
it's a Game Boy game.
He likened it to He likened it to a mobile, like a DS or a Game Boy or whatever game, and it should be structured price wise as such.
Were they charging full price?
Yes.
Well, like 60 quid full price?
Yeah, well, $60, which equates to about £50.
Yeah. Wait. When it came with... No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Well, no, you wouldn't buy it for that. Hell no.
I wouldn't buy it. I mean, I played the original.
I wouldn't buy it either. I mean, as charming as it looks.
Half the price, that's fine. Because the graphical...
Why would I wait? But Breath of the Wild exists.
Yeah.
I wouldn't waste any time on Link to the Past.
No, I think... But regardless of... But...
I know
half the price maximum.
Yeah. It should be like a £25 game at the very most.
Yes. That's just... Oh, my goodness me. Nintendo, man. That's just... Send us a review copy.
This guy lives in Japan.
Yeah.
So he was buying it full price.
Yeah.
And then it obviously equated it back to USD.
Yeah.
But insanity.
No.
Insanity.
No, that's just...
So, that's it. I mean, nothing surprises me with Nintendo. Nothing. The fact that they've had umpteen DS consoles come out that are virtually the same, and never have they improved the hardware, which boggles my mind that my phone has a screen resolution that's 3 to 4 times more resolution than a DS is insanity.
Link's Awakening $40, so it's not. It's 50, 47. It's not that egregious, but 40 is still too much.
All right, what's it in pounds?
No, this is pounds. This is pounds. And
£40 for that game, not ever going to happen.
$39.85 from 10 plus shops.
No.
So but that's like this is discounted price. This is just shops trying
to hedge.
Yeah. That's too much.
Yeah, if you were to buy it full retail on their store, on their online store, it would cost you £50. It's not a £50 game. Sorry.
Yeah, $49.99 from Nintendo.
Yeah, it's not. It's just not.
Oh, you get a keychain for that much.
Do you know what bothers me? And this was something, a gripe that I brought up with a friend of mine who bought Borderlands a couple of days before it was released. So he got something special, I think.
Yeah,
I don't know. Anyway.
The first Borderlands.
No, Borderlands 3.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
And something I said to him, like, been waiting for the game for a while. I love the Borderlands series. Probably one more than 2. Ironically, because 2 was just too long-winded for words. Anyway, so, but I said, because this exclusivity, I saw an article. I didn't read it because it looked like garbage, and I don't want to believe that this is true. But there was an article saying that Epic paid for the exclusive of Borderlands 3, and it had a figure there.
Well, that's how you get exclusives.
You give it was like $10 million or something.
Okay.
Right? And I said, I hope this exclusive, this is what I was saying to a friend of mine who bought the game, I said, I hope this exclusive ends at a certain point, after 6 months or whatever.
Yeah.
Because I'm not interested in a company who has a monopoly over something I want. They can charge whatever they want for it.
Yeah.
And that doesn't interest me. I don't live in a monopolised world. I live in a world where it's a capitalist approach, and, if somebody's selling it cheaper than us, we're going to sell it cheaper than them.
Market forces.
Yeah, I want to be the buyer has the power, not the person who has the item.
Yes.
Because F that. So, it's still 50 quid on the Epic Store as far as I'm aware.
Okay.
And it's going to stay 50 quid as long as everyone keeps buying it.
Which they're going to keep buying, because the moment some people buy it and say, oh, this game's great, people are going to say, oh, yeah, I want to play that.
Exactly.
But the thing is, technically was that price in line with what you'd expect them to charge if it was non-exclusive?
As a pre-order, yes.
Okay.
If it had some connotation to it where you got a skin or a XP bonus thing, which they did with Borderlands 2 and I think with 1 as well, where you'd get like a relic that had a XP bonus attached to it. But bearing in mind this is a PC version I'm talking about, I don't care for the console pricing, but PC is £50. PC games should not be £50. They never are. Beyond release, they're like £40, and that's...
Can you buy a box version? Or is it online only?
As far as I know, you have... I don't think there is. I think it's online Epic Store only.
Wow.
I haven't... for the PC, I haven't seen. But nowhere sells PC games.
Well, all the ones I used to buy games from, they all closed down.
Yeah, but no one sells PC games. Amazon's just going to be a link back to
Borderlands.
If they've even got it, it's just going to be a link back to the Epic Store.
Borderlands 3 PC. Let's see if this thing exists.
Bearing in mind that, I'm going to wait for the Game of the Year.
$39.99. Oh, for a key. It's a key, but it's cheaper. $39.99. So you buy a key. $67.99 instant download. Oh, that's the deluxe version.
Okay, so $39.99. Where are you getting that from? G2A? Some other hack job site?
It's funny that you mentioned G2A.
Because they're suing their ass.
Yeah. cdkeys.com.
Yeah, no, I would not buy that. I would not buy that. Because chances are it would not work.
Instant gaming?
No.
CD.
You see?
I'm trying to find a game. $4.99. Okay, that's full price.
Yeah, anything from a third-party key-generated website, I would not buy Borderlands.
£28, 34 pence. Borderlands 3 RU. It's the Russian version, but it's a discounted.
Can you even redeem it in the UK?
It'll come burned on a set of DVDs, probably.
What? Blank DVDs?
Yeah, just
same Maxim on them.
Imation or something like that. Brands you can trust.
Verbatim.
Yeah.
Some verbatim blank CDs.
That's Monopoly's bad. Okay?
Yeah, right. So I said, I know some games have got exclusivity on the Epic Store and eventually will come out on things like Steam.
Yeah, I don't think I think it'd be very rare that anything would be, forever exclusive.
No, but that's where I'm at the moment. I don't. This is a problem because.
But once it's available in wide release, you'd go for it. You want to get Borderlands 3? I take it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. I've been looking at skill trees on the characters.
You have I'm in your room pinned up maps, and so if I go here and here and here,
I'm already,
and then I get the perk to that.
I'm already fully embroiled in what's going on. I've watched a ton of it, which probably shouldn't have, but anyway,
don't do that.
It's who cares about spoilers? That's one thing, but knowing that the game is being held down by the people who are putting it out there, and they can charge whatever they want for it. That's bad news for everybody.
Yeah, it's like really weird that it's just not available boxed at all.
Yeah, I mean, essentially with Borderlands, I always wait for Game of the Year edition anyway.
Yeah.
Because
it's got the patches and stuff.
It's got all the expansion packs, and you're effectively paying
the same price,
the retail price for the final
product
with all expansions included. I mean, like with Borderlands 2, I got the Game of the Year edition, and then they continue to release little increments of content on Steam, which was great. The content you could pick up on sale for like 99p.
Yeah.
So. You'd get a whole other zone with a
it's not egregious pricing.
No, it's not crazy. And then there was one for the level cap, which raised it, which again I think I got for like 99p, 79p.
Yeah,
it's stuff like that, that's fine. I don't have a problem with a bit of after value.
Yeah, because you're getting extra in addition to what you've already got.
Yeah, but I always aim for that Game of the Year edition.
Okay.
Because it just makes more sense.
Yeah, why not?
Because if I buy every expansion for £20, and let's say in this case I paid £50 for the original game, and there's 3 expansions,
yes, has 110 quid down the hall.
Yeah, exactly. Whereas I could buy it for £40, get all of the expansions, and the main game. So, and it sounds like there's going to be a lot of content because there's on the 22nd. Around the 22nd of October, they're releasing Bloody Harvest, which is a timed event thing for Halloween, which was already on Borderlands 2. I guess it's just going to be a redone version of that.
Yeah.
And then there's going to be, I think, late in the year or maybe early next year, there's another free... This is free, by the way.
Yeah.
Right. Timed content dump. And then they're going to go for the first DLC early next year.
Okay.
So, I mean, this stuff isn't like a million miles away.
Yeah.
And I think by the end of probably 2020, you're going to have all of the expansions out.
And then you'll just sweep it and pick it up.
Game of the Year edition. Thank you very much. Not from the Epic Store.
Unless they say, okay, normal version is out. Game of the Year edition is exclusive.
And you're like, from G2A.
You're like,
pay money, don't get product.
Oh dear.
Yeah, so... Yeah, the idea of monopoly for any game under any regime is bad news for the consumer, as far as I...
No, absolutely.
I mean, yes, okay, in theory, the company who made it get more money out of it. But ultimately, if that puts people off buying it, who don't have £50 to burn... Do you know any kids of 10 years old that have got £50 to burn?
Kids have iPhones and iPads. These are 600...
Yeah, but they're on contracts that their parents are paying for. Irrespective of that, what people put on their credit cards is not what I'm talking about.
Epic Store should do games on contracts.
What is that?
$4.99 a month.
I think EA already does that, don't they?
Yeah, that's right. They got the Origin thing. They took Anthem off. Was it Anthem?
No, they put Anthem on it.
Didn't they take it off again?
No, I don't know about that. I just heard they were putting it on it.
Okay.
So it was part of the Origin lineup.
I thought it was on there originally, and then they took it off because things. I don't know.
I don't know about taking it off. I heard.
I could be wrong. I could be wrong. But neither of us care about Origin.
Origin can suck my. Yeah. Anyway,
launcher. Okay, I think that wraps it up. Another great show. Thank you much for listening, and we will catch you next time. Goodbye. That was the Digital Suffering Podcast. If you'd like to suffer some more, you can find other episodes on Red Circle, Spotify, Google Podcast, Apple iTunes, Stitcher, Radio Public, and SoundCloud. Please like and subscribe everywhere.